Hello and welcome to the Milwaukee Brewers and Cardinals breakdown. My name is Andrew, and I will be breaking down the games and my general thoughts about the series versus the Cardinals on over Memorial Day and throughout the week. A lot to talk about actually with this one, despite despite some of the results being pretty mundane. But start off game one. It's the Memorial Day game. We got Miz on the mound. I know he's going to be throwing hard, and he was throwing hard. He was like 103.6 in the first inning. So it's like he was throwing hard, and he pitched a gem with 12 strikeouts. I mean, it's Miz, man. He's so good. He's developed into the ace a lot. I think a lot faster than the Brewers, or I don't know, people thought or whatever. I don't know. It's just like it feels like. I feel like I say this every time I see Miz on the mound or whatever. It's like he has a different air to him. He has a different feel. He feels like an ace because he's pitching like an ace. I mean, that's just really what it comes down to. But yeah. So it's like, and like the Brewers have been doing recently, it's like the Brewers get on the board early. Contreras got a ground ball, scored Churio from like second base or whatever, and just get on the board early. Followed up by Yelich home run. Put you up 3-0 very early on, and there was no looking back. And I'd have to think for the Cardinals at some point, you sit here looking at yourself going like, we're down 3-0 in the first inning against Mizorowski. And look, Mizorowski did give up a run in the sixth inning on a little like tapper, basically. Like that, it ended up being a swinging bunt that Rengifo was just not going to get to. So it's like they had some success. I think you did walk. You walked one. Considering as like Miz's struggles last year, it's like, yeah, he just doesn't have those struggles this year. So, and it's kind of weird to say that like 2 months into the season at this point, but just like it is true. Fortunately, Mizorowski did break the scoreless streak that he had going, but it's all the more reason to start up another one. So, Brewers get a few more add-on runs into the sixth and the seventh inning. By Garrett Mitchell and Andrew Vaughn. Ashby comes in to pitch the last 2 innings. Pretty mundane, 5-1 victory over that. I mean, guys just getting on base, getting hits or like stuff early on or whatever. It's like against Liberatore. Liberatore was kind of dealing a little bit after that first inning. Kind of like something I've noticed with this stretch of games that the Brewers have kind of been playing. It's like they get to the starting pitcher in the first inning, and then the pitcher just kind of settles in. So it was nice to get some add-on runs out in the sixth, especially after the Cardinals scored in the top of the sixth. So kind of like a response to that or whatever. It's like, not that I was too worried. It's like you had a 3-run lead. Miz is on the mound. Liberatore was kind of dealing after a while. You get him out of the game. That's what happens or whatever. So it's okay. That's just what you need. I see Vaughn had 3 hits in that game. I remember that, yeah, because he had the RBI double as well as a couple singles, I believe. Yelich obviously with the 2-run bomb. Really nice to see Churio swinging a hot bat, or Yelich swinging a hot bat. So, that was good. It was a good, nice, easy win for the Brewers in that one. I feel like, despite it only being a 4-run lead or whatever, it's like better than 1, so I can't say it's like, oh, it was a tight game. I'm like, 4 runs is a lot. So, and with the pitching staff and the bullpen that the Brewers have, I'm like, yeah, that was. It's going to be hard to say that the Cardinals were going to come over. We're going to beat Mizorowski. In fact, Miz went 7. So I was like, this is something I was kind of talking with people, like friends and stuff like that. It was like last year Miz was good. He just couldn't go deep into games, and this year he's going deeper into games, and hopefully avoiding the cramping or whatever that he kind of had in a couple of starts back to back. So I don't know if they're just stretching him out a little bit more between innings, if he's stretching out a little bit more, or if he's just getting more water in him, something like that, just so he doesn't like cramp up or something like that. Or maybe it's just like he's just stretched out, I guess. I don't know. It's whatever. Just keep it going. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, that's, I mean, pretty mundane game 1. Game 2, kind of more of the same. You got Kyle Harrison on the mound against McGreevy. Brewers actually did not score in the first inning, which was pretty crazy. It was a 0-0 game going into the bottom of the 4th when Jake Bauers hit his first hit a home run in the bottom of the fourth, put the Brewers up 1-0 at that point, and then the bottom of the fifth happened, and they just kind of went crazy. They think, it was like Contreras hits a double, scores a couple guys. Then there's two guys on the thing, and then Garrett Mitchell popped his third homer of the year. It's like for as much crap I feel like as I've given Mitchell, and I think that at some points he does deserve it in a way. I won't say he doesn't give there. I say crap as I mean criticism. But God, that guy strikes out so much. I think I recently saw that he has like a 34% strikeout when he gets out. Basically, it's like 34% of the time on strikeouts. Gotta make some contact or whatever. I don't know. So it's like, but when Mitchell's hitting, man, he's hitting. And he's hitting good because that was like he just kind of like flipped the bat or whatever, not so much like he did like a full swing almost. I don't know. Like Mitchell kind of has these fast hands, like almost looks like he just kind of flips the bat head out there and then or whatever. And I was like sometimes I wish he would kind of take a full swing, but I guess that's kind of just a full swing for him. It just looks weird, I guess. But yeah, I was like, something I wanted to note about the lineup is that Yelich was actually hitting leadoff. So you had Yelich, Churio, Terang, and then Contreras batting fourth, kind of where Yelich had been batting for a majority of the time. I don't know if that's just Murph looking at Yelich thinking like, oh, he's feeling good, or he's hot at the moment. I mean, he did get 3 hits in that game, along with the he did get 3 hits in that game, I believe. He scored one of the runs. I believe it was the one where Contreras doubled. Yes. So, I mean, from there, I mean, it was Harrison just was it. I mean, he didn't have the strikeouts that he had against the Cubs or whatever, but I mean, he went 6 innings, allowed 4 hits, two strikeouts. I believe there was a couple. I think there was an inning where he let off back-to-back singles to start the inning, and then I think it was like pop up. Maybe a strikeout in there, like one of his 2 strikeouts, or maybe it was like another like fly ball or something like that. And he just like the runners just never advanced. So, I mean, it's just like and he didn't walk anyone. Pitchers are always their best when they don't walk people. So, I mean, Cardinals went 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Really good. Just Harrison doing what Harrison does, man. He's been so good. All the changes that the pitching lab did with him, it's just working. It is working, and whether it's the strikeouts or pitching more contact. This game he was pitching more contact rather than the strikeout pitch. I feel like when Harrison feels he can either give up a little bit of contact, or when he feels that the ball's not going to fly like a million miles an hour if someone makes some decent contact or whatever. I mean, I think that's kind of what happened within that last game against the Cubs. It was that he saw that the wind was blowing in, so he's just like, and I think that in the first inning when Bregman got really into a ball, and it probably should have been out, but the wind pushed it back in, he was like, oh, well, I'm just going to let the ball let loose, because if the wind's going to do that and save me at times, then let's just do it, So, obviously, another big inning in the bottom of the 5th. The big one with this one, and I do want to talk about that after we're done with the recap here, was in the 8th inning with Uribe. I'm sure anyone who's watching this already knows what's going on and everything like that. I do want to talk about that just a little bit, although I do think it has blown up a little bit more in recent days. But yeah, we're going to do game 3 before that. You know what? Yeah. So I was really debating whether or not I want to do it now. So game 2, Brewers stunk the first like 7 innings of this game. It's like Dustin May probably threw his best game I have ever seen him pitch in his entire life. His Brewers were no hit through 7 innings. Basically, it wasn't. I mean, and Patrick was on the mound. He was pitching really good. I mean, he got through 4 innings. I think that was one more inning than I think Murph was expecting him to get through. He left him in there to face the lefty Brian Torres. And it just didn't work out. you trust your guys or whatever, and you hope that they can pull it through or what and stuff like that. So it's like you can't be mad about Patrick for coming at someone or trying to get the out or whatever. And he tripled to the right field or whatever, and then got the next guy. So it's like he did the job and stuff like that. And realistically, one run shouldn't be a killer and stuff like that. It's just Dustin May was pitching so well to that point because that was in the fourth inning that you're just like, crap, one run's going to be hard to come by apparently. Something that's very odd for the Brewers in recent days as well. It's like the lineup's been hitting so well, and they put some good swings on the ball. They did. It's just none of them fell or whatever. None of them went down. And then there's times where it's just like he threw that cutter, he threw the sweeper into the lefties or whatever, and it just like felt like that the Brewers just couldn't lay it off, react. I don't know. It's easy as a fan to say it's like, oh, how they keep swinging at the inside pitch because they probably think it's a fastball on the inside part. It's why you mix pitches. Like that's the whole point of it. But I mean, Brewers undeterred in the eighth inning. They put it together. They got what was it? Mitchell hit the ball out to left field, and people always giving Torres shit for missing that ball or whatever. That ball was smoked to left field, and he was just out of position or whatever. Like the StatCast, everything like that said it had a 30% chance. It would have been a heck of a catch had he made that play or whatever. That's the kind of play that if you see that happen, oh yeah, the no hitter's happening type thing or whatever. But luckily, he did not. Mitchell got to second on that. He was the first batter, and then Rengifo dropped a glorious bunt that I believe was Gorman. Yeah, Gorman was playing third. I don't really know what happened on that play. It was that like Dustin May saw the bunt go down. He didn't really run after the pitch. Kind of just let his catcher do it with Pajes, and it was just like, They kind of just gave up on that, and I guess kind of hope it just went foul because Gorman didn't charge. He stood on third base and just was hoping there would be a play at third. I don't know. so you had runners on the corners after allowing because that was a bunt hit, allowing two hits there. Brewers would not score until they pinched hit for David Hamilton. Frelick could not get him in. Andrew Vaughn. Wait, was it? Bonnie Mitchell. Oh no, it was Frelick. Wait. Okay, I must be misremembering some stuff or whatever, but like it was just like Vaughn couldn't get him in, and then it was like I think Frelick couldn't get him in or whatever, and then it came down to, oh my God, are we really going to squander this opportunity? But nope, the captain came through. Yelich hit a single right back up the middle, and then it was just like, all right, game's tied, got a chance to take the lead here. Trio comes up and hits a pretty hard ground ball to Mason Wynn, who I mean I've seen that guy make that play a bajillion times. It was just a freak thing that happened where I don't know if the ball took a weird bounce or he tried to rush it too fast or whatever, but it just bobbled. Trio was safe at first, and it was like, yeah, it was just like Yelich was at second base or whatever, and it's just like everyone's safe. Sal scored. Yeah. Oh, that's right. It was Sal grounded first base. They threw out Rengifo at third. That's why I'm all confused. And Mitchell didn't score. That's right. I couldn't remember exactly how that game went. So, yeah. I mean, then from there, it's just like McGill came in. There was a little bit of drama, I guess. I don't know if drama was the word, like worry, I guess, when Mason Wynn got on base. Got on base with a single and then stole second. Then a fly ball got him over to third with 2 outs. But he ended up striking out Pozo to secure the win, 2-1 victory. Brewers sweep the Cardinals. Easy pie. The offense stunk that day, but they pulled it out. that's the main thing you hope for. But it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about that. It's a big win. It's a big series. It's like you swept the Cubs in Wrigley. Cardinals came to AmFam Field. You swept the Cardinals in 3 games here. So it's just like, and you already have, I think it was, because they got the rainout game that they need to redo, which will be a 5-game series later in the year with the Cardinals at Busch Stadium. So if I'm not mistaken, it's like we're leading the series now 4-1 against the Cardinals, which is good considering we're going to need every win we can against the Cardinals and the NL Central if we want to have potential tiebreakers. Such, I mean, you look at the standings again; it's just right over there. It's just like Brewers are 33-20, the Cardinals are 29-25. They're right there. They're right there. Same thing with the Cubs. So it's crazy that every team in the Central is still over 500. Yeah. So with that, I mean, I feel like unfortunately the main thing about this was the drama that happened, I guess, in the 8th inning in the second game with Uribe, and there's context to this or whatever. It's like Uribe gets it's 6-0 game. He's in there to get some work. Because they apparently don't need to work all that much or whatever. And Uribe just kind of comes in, he gets a couple outs, got a couple guys on base, then throws a absolute filthy pitch to, I believe it was Burleson to get him out, in that to get out of the 8th inning. And then he does the big celebration. I mean, he usually does, the roll the dice or whatever. That's fine. And then it was the triple pump or whatever, like the hump or whatever towards the Cardinals. And it's just like, I'm sitting, I think myself and majority of Brewer fans going, what in the what is that about Uribe? Is just like, that really threw me. And then you get the context later on. It was just like that Uribe saw that, I don't know if he saw and interpreted it as that or whatever, the whole thing where it was just like, oh, Ollie Marmol, I think in the Memorial Day game, like when Yelich was up, like pointing to his ribs or whatever. I mean, he can deny it all he wants, but you can see the video of him just pointing right at his ribs or whatever with Yelich up at bat, and you're sitting here going just like, are you telling to hit Yelich in the ribs? I'm like, that's not cool, man. That's not cool. They didn't end up doing it, thank goodness. But it was just like, or was that like a warning? Was that towards the Brewers? Because Ollie Marmol and the Cardinals, I don't know what to think of this because I'm not sure what happened or where they even think that happened, because they think that the Brewers are relaying signs from the dugout. I have not seen a video. I've scoured the internet trying to look for videos because it's like of like Brewers doing this or whatever. I mean, no other team has accused the Brewers of doing this at home or whatever. No one's clocked anything like that, and I don't even believe the Brewers would be doing that. Like, we're talking about like there's no stealing signs or anything like that. Like, they're accusing the Brewers of doing what like the Astros did back in 2017 with like, oh, they're looking at the camera, seeing the grip of the pitcher and stuff like that, and then relaying that to the batter. We had all lefties on the mound. If anyone wanted to look at the dugout or whatever, what, they hear some trash cans banging? I didn't hear any trash cans banging. Did you? Did anyone? I don't, like, at all throughout the series or ever in this, like, just to straight out just accuse the Brewers of straight up just cheating and then threatening to hit either, Churio or Yelich in the ribs is not cool, man. That's not cool. It's like, I'm Brewers fan. Obviously, I'm going to defend the team or whatever. But, like, I'll call out the Brewers if I think that they're cheating, but there is nothing that tells me that they are legitimately relaying signs to the hitters. Like, I don't know where Marmol and the Cardinals are getting this or whatever, or why they're being so petty. Like, yeah, you're losing or whatever. You're not feeling like you're really in the game because Miz is pitching or whatever, and you just felt like retaliating somehow. I mean, that's pretty petty if that's the case. I don't want to speculate on anything or whatever, but like, you don't do that or whatever. And like, so it's like when Uribe did his whole celebration, I'm like sitting here going, what in the world is that? That is not cool. And obviously, I think that and obviously like Murph wasn't happy about it. You could see he was like, when Uribe came back into the dugout, he was already getting an earful from Murph. So it's just like, and obviously seems like it was addressed, with Yelich. Yelich kind of talked about it or whatever. Murph was obviously talking about how it was unacceptable and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of agree. It's like, I get, and I like that Uribe, he's out there, he's defending his team, looking out for, his captain, the leader of his, of his club type thing or whatever. And it's like, while he's more pitching, and that's the hitting side really, but like they're a team, and Yelich is the captain. He sets the tone type thing. And I think he does a pretty good job of it, of like really doing what the Brewers do, or establishing what the team is or whatever. Because I'm like, it's like, yeah, he might not be the most outspoken captain, but he does set the tone or whatever. We just don't always see it as fans, but I assume in that dugout or in the locker room that he and Murph are, the guys who control everything, really, when it comes down to it. It's like, so it was kind of like, I don't know, wild and out there. And so like when it happened, Murph got right on it, held him accountable. You gotta hold him accountable. Otherwise he doesn't do anything. And obviously, Uribe apologized to his teammates after the game. He did not apologize to the Cardinals, but it sounded like that after game 2, there was a conversation with, Marmol and the Cardinals or whatever, kind of like apologizing or, getting the record straight pretty much. And luckily nothing happened in game 3. People were thinking that, it's like, wouldn't be surprised if Yelich gets hit or Churio gets hit or something like that. And I'm like, maybe the Brewers might have thought something like that was going to happen. Was there going to be retaliation? Everyone always worried about that the next day. But I think Dustin May was just pitching so well that they weren't going to do that. I just don't think the Cardinals were going to really do that. In essence, there's like, I don't know. It'll be something to look at for the rest of the season or whatever. It's like I think you got technically 2 more series versus the Cardinals. You got a 5-game series again against them in Busch Stadium because of the rain make-up later of the year. I believe the very last series of the year for the regular season is against the Cardinals at AmFam Field. And that series could matter a lot when it comes to playoffs for either the Brewers or Cardinals. We'll see. We'll see if that does mean anything to either of those teams. It very well could. Very well could. So we're gonna kind of see from there. I mean, look, and then all like everyone's reactions to it and stuff like that, and I was just like, man. I was like, I think it got blown way out of proportion. And that's kind of why I was like, I don't really want to linger on this whole, Uribe, Cardinals kind of thing or whatever. But I do want to highlight as well, like, just like, I personally love Jonathan Lucroy. I thought he was was really great for the Brewers for all those years back in early teens to mid-teens or whatever for those Brewers teams, and he was really good or whatever. But like him just straight up, like I have no problem with him coming out about a tweet, like tweeting out, it was like, man, I don't like that or whatever type thing. It's like if he would have just went like, man, it's not a good look for the Brewers and stuff like that. If you're, Murphy or Yelich and stuff like that, you really got to get him straight type thing. And I don't know, if you're watching the game, it's like you see afterwards that like Murph gets right on Uribe. Like there is no time he doesn't get down a step. Like he is met at the step, and I'm sure Murph was giving him an earful. So it's just like to them, for then Lucroy to call, this is why you need veteran leadership to set the tone. I'm sitting here going just like, wait, but Yelich is the veteran. He's an MVP, probably should be 2-time MVP winner. But, 2019 happened anyway. But it was just like he's an MVP. He's been a leader of this team since 2018 or whatever, and he's been in the league for years at this point. It's like same thing with Contreras. I mean, Contreras has been around the park too. So it's just like, I mean, to call those guys out and basically saying, "Oh, this is the tone set," I'm like, look, we all know Uribe can be a little hot-headed at times and stuff like that. And it's like looking back to what was that, 2023 with like Jose Siri and stuff like that, and when Freddie got tossed for hitting Jose Siri in the Rays series or something like that. And golly, man, that was or whatever. So it's like this isn't. You can't control everything that one player does or whatever, and especially like Uribe, where he's always going to have their players at man. I mean, that was the same thing with Siri. Is like Uribe had, Freddie's back because he didn't think he should have been ejected for hitting Siri or whatever. So it's just like it's the same thing. It's like if he thinks that the Cardinals are threatening to hit, Yelich, who's been, kind of dealing with some, he was dealing with some injuries early in the year. He seems like he's fine now. Let's pray that. But it's like whether it's the back soreness or the groin and stuff like that. And the last thing he wants to do is see his captain get hit, in the ribs, or especially in the ribs. You get a broken rib or something like that, or who knows. But it's just like you don't need that and stuff like that. So it's like I don't blame Uribe for his outposts or whatever, especially if that's what he thought. But in essence, you don't need to rile up the Cardinals anymore. So you probably shouldn't have done it. Like do your normal celebration, you mess around in the dirt, roll some dice or whatever, and then just head back to the dugout or whatever. If there's something going on there, Murph and like the coaching staff needs to talk to Marmol or whatever. Murph needs to talk to Marmol or whatever. That's something that he should not be doing himself. That's really what I'm going to come down to. And it's that I love his enthusiasm. I love the fact that he was just like, I'm here. I'm defending my guys, but it's wrong way to do it. And stuff like that. And I'm not saying like, oh, well, does that mean he should hit a guy? No, absolutely not. Just do your job, Uribe, and just shut him down. And that's what you did. He's very, very, very lucky that ABS challenge was a strike, because if he had to get back on the mound after that, definitely Murph was going to come out, or Chris Hooker was going to come out after that, or something to talk him down or whatever. But he's very, very, very lucky that was a strike. So. That's the Cardinals series. Unfortunately, that whole situation had to kind of overtake a pretty good series from the Brewers overall. So Game 3 was probably the worst, but it had the most theatrics, I guess, with the big comeback in the 8th inning. You definitely wouldn't like that to happen a lot. So we'll probably see Dustin May, assuming he can actually stay healthy for a season, because that's kind of like been why May's not with the Dodgers anymore, or like why he was with the Red Sox last year. Is that he hasn't been able to stay healthy, and then when he loses command or whatever. So I don't know if it was May, getting a little fired up after the Game 2 antics or whatever, or if it was just like, oh, I'm pitching here in Anfan Field, I'm gonna make the Brewers look crazy and stuff like that, or like I don't know, just the worst, I guess. I don't know. I think he was just feeling it that day and just had something working for him. So, the other big note that I think that I wanted to take away the series is that Terang is struggling. Is a little bit struggling at the plate. I think he only had one hit, or did he even have a hit in this series? Well, he didn't. He walked a couple times, but he did not have a hit. And a couple of strikeouts in the night. I don't know. It's just like every good hitter throughout some part of the season is going to struggle or whatever. I have full confidence that Terang is gonna come out of this or whatever, and he's gonna be great again and stuff like that. So He's just turning scuffling a little bit. But Murph's gonna stick with him. Brewers don't want to take him out of the lineup. He doesn't need to be taken out of the lineup. He'll get it. Every good hitter struggles. So something we got to remember. Hopefully against the Astros, he'll be able to hit a little bit more, considering you have what is it, the highest ERA, the highest team ERA with the Astros or something like that in baseball. So kind of looking forward to the series against the Astros, and it'd be at Astros. Astros are currently 25-32 and fourth in the AL West. Yikes. So they're not having the greatest season, but they would love to take at least 2 out of 3 against the Brewers. So first off, we got Coleman Crow over what is this? Wei Tang. Boy, I feel like I really butchered that name. Looks like he's been pretty good. He's got 3-3 record with a 2.19 ERA. That's pretty good. Pretty good ERA for a 3-3 record. Kind of wild. So, and then versus Coleman Crow will be on the mound after the 15-day IL stint for Logan Henderson. Hopefully, it's just going to be the 15 days, and then he'll be back up in that spot, because right now it's like Brewers don't really know what to do with that fifth slot, because I think the idea was that maybe Crow could fill it, or maybe Droin or Patrick could fill it until maybe like if Woodruff's going to get back at some point. It sounds like Priester may or may not. Man, I don't know what's going on with Priester. That's a big concern. But if they can figure it out, or I don't know if they need to, get whatever's going on with his arm straightened out or whatever. I don't know. I haven't heard any news. I heard something from my boss today, apparently, that like, the Brewers are shutting him down. I haven't heard that from a reputable source. So I'm going to say that's probably not happening right now. I think they're kind of like, maybe Priester's feeling a little bit, but he's kind of working through it or whatever. Or, I don't really know. Either way, it's like they'll figure out the fifth slot, whether it's, Crow stays up, or maybe Droin or Patrick kind of takes over the fifth slot again. Fifth starter slot, and then Droin kind of is long ending relief. That way you can get more like Hall into the mix along with Ashby in the bullpen. But yeah, so I mean that was kind of why I think that Patrick was starting Game 3 against the Cardinals, was that they just don't know what to really do with that fifth slot right now. But it's fine. We'll figure it out and stuff like that. But Coleman Crow versus Tang in Game 1 on Friday. And then Game 2 will be Sprout versus Lambert. This is Patrick Lambert. Is that what I look at? Is that what I saw earlier? Peter Lambert. How's he doing? 3-4 with a 3.79 ERA in 7 games. Okay, I mean that's something, I guess. So, and there's that. And Sprout, so that'll be something. See if Sprout can have, because like the thing is, like, this Astros team, it doesn't really pitch that great, but they can still hit. I mean, Cordon Alvarez is having an MVP caliber season right now, so gotta watch out for that. I know. I don't know. I'll talk about it afterwards. And then Game 3 will be Mizrowski versus Tetsuya Amai. I believe that's how you say his name. Tetsuya Amai. Yep. And I believe Amai was the starting pitcher when the Astros threw that combined no-hitter. So, hey, that's pretty neat. Hopefully he doesn't do that against the Brewers, considering we just had a no-hit scare after a perfect game scare from Schemes earlier in the year. So hopefully, and then you got Mizrowski versus Amai. So Miz, you can hopefully win those Miz ones, even on the road, especially. You can get a halfway decent start from Crow, and if you can get a little bit of length, I want to see some length from Sprout. It's like he's kind of doing with what Freddie used to do a lot of times, where it's just like the first time through the lineup, he's looking okay. He gives up maybe a hitter or so there, or whatever, maybe an early run type thing. Second time through, a little bit more contact or whatever. Maybe he's starting to struggle a little bit more, and then maybe like a run or two here or there, whatever. And then it's just like, then that third time through continues to kill Sprout. It's just like, I don't know if he feels that he's trying to mix in too many of his pitches or whatever type thing. Maybe he's not mixing enough. I mean, I trust Contreras behind the plate, so I can't imagine that. Maybe he's just, I don't know. Maybe part of it's just like maybe he loses a bit of command, so he's throwing too many balls. Guys aren't chasing enough. He's not getting swing and miss. It's something like that. I'm not a pitching expert. I'm not Chris Hook or Jim Henderson or whatever. So it's like they'll figure it out or whatever, and Sprout will figure it out. So you got to give him time. You got to give him time to learn. It's his first full season as a starter. So, but I like what I see from Sprout most of the time. It's just I need some length from him. Is really what I want to see. So we'll leave it at that, I guess. So yeah, I mean, am I expecting to sweep the Astros? No. Are the Astros probably going to hit a little bit better than the Cardinals are? Maybe, especially with two of our starters with like Crow and Sprout going. So it's just like maybe that means Alvarez and just realize I'm seeing here is Altuve hurt or something? Because I don't see him on the probable matchups. Interesting. All right, interesting. That's something to. Is it just because is it going with? I don't. I have no idea. I have no idea if Altuve is hurt or something like that. I do not see him on the probables. I see Pena. Smith, yeah. Oh no, I don't know. So, yeah, I mean that's what the Brewers got to look forward to this weekend. So, it should be a quick. I believe it's a quick road series, and then you're going back to Milwaukee to face the Giants in a 4-game series after that. So, yeah, funny enough, I actually think if the rotation stays the same, I think Kyle Harrison's pitching Game 1. The former Giant. Because he was a part of the Devers trade that the Giants ended up sending Harrison to Boston. And obviously, the Brewers got him from that. Everyone knows where we got Harrison from. At this point, it's been so well known. But yeah, that's the series. That's what we have to look forward to this weekend. So I'm going to stop rambling there and thank y'all so much for watching. And stuff like that. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel or whatever if you like these kind of breakdowns or whatever, and let me know what you think about. Is there something I missed? Is there something you want me to talk about? Sure. I'm always open to comments. I kind of just started doing this on a whim, so I want to see what I can do better to kind of make this more intense. I kind of just ramble and kind of just talk about the games and everything that's kind of going on. And maybe you like that, maybe you don't. I'm not sure. So anyone that's watching this, please let me know if there's something if there was more format or anything like that, or anything you think I could do better, and I'll take some criticism. So anyway, I'm done rambling. Thank y'all so much. I will see you after the Astros series. So see you then. Go get them Astros.